Hi everyone, Mike Burke here, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite time-saving features of Final Cut Pro 10 that will make creating materials for your flipped classroom, your remote instruction, hybrid instruction, whatever situation you need to make videos for your students. This is a great way to save you a bunch of time, not only in the preparation and recording process, but also in the editing process. So let's dive right in. A little bit meta, I'm going to show you the process of using multicam clips, which is the feature I'm teaching you about to help me make my YouTube channel trailer. So I was fortunate enough to get a side gig this summer helping a small business with some video production that they're working on, and so I got a little bit extra time in their studio and I decided to make something to help teachers out. What we had, which you do not need, but just so you understand what's going on here, camera B is a very nice camera sliding back and forth on a motorized dolly. It's just looping back and forth there. And then camera A is another very nice camera that's stationary on a tripod, just looking at me talking at a desk. We have a really nice light that's there, as you can see. And then this is an audio clip of what's happening here as well, recorded on a very nice microphone that is just off camera. So we rented all this stuff from a company called borrowlenses.com. No affiliation or things there. I've just used them many things in the past. And this is a really, really nice setup that is far beyond what you need for doing any of this stuff. But if your school's interested in creating a studio, perhaps for teachers to be able to record in, these are some really nice features. So what you can do here in Final Cut is use multicam. So I'm going to select everything that's here, these three different clips. And it's important to understand that these three clips are all recorded at the same time, and they're recorded to three different devices. Each one is recording audio. So you see that blue spiky pattern underneath of the clip up here. That's the audio from this microphone on this camera. And then this camera has a different microphone that's very blown out. Both of these you don't have to listen to. Like, nobody's gonna hear these, but your camera needs that information so Final Cut can use it to assemble these clips for you. And then thirdly is that just that audio clip from that very nice microphone. So I'm gonna take all three of those clips. I'm gonna go to File, New, Multicam Clip. If you don't want to go through all those clicks, you can just right click and say New Multicam Clip. So I'm going to call this Trailer Multicam Clip, and I want them to be assembled by the angle assembly. I'm using the custom settings. Automatic will probably work just fine for you. I do want this to be a 4K 30 frame per second clip. So I'm going to hit OK. If you look over here for the videos, each different file, I'll go to the inspector. I've gone in and named them and said that in camera name, this is camera B. Putting that information over here is really for Final Cut. This is camera A, and this is the audio. So those three clips are all now perfectly synced by Final Cut here in this clip, so I don't need to use those anymore. And now I need to make a project, and I want this project to be 1080p. So that might seem like there's some discontinuity here, but that's purposeful, which I will show you in a different video why I'm doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And I can take my clip and drop it right into Final Cut. Not talking about the editing process or any of that stuff here in this video, but just to show you really quickly why this is such an asset. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop off a bunch. I'm not even listening to it. I'm just going to chop off a bunch of these different parts here and zoom in. And you can see the spikes. You see there's lots of dead time here. So what's happening? Well, I didn't memorize the script. I did write a script, but I definitely didn't memorize it. I wrote it sitting on the porch, eating a snow cone with my son the night before I went in to record this. I just jotted some things down on my phone in drafts really quickly. So I didn't memorize this. So this is a huge time-saving feature. I just have a script on that computer and I'm reading the line, and then I'm looking into the camera and I'm delivering that line. And I'm reading the next one and delivering the next one. If I didn't have a multicam clip, it would look like this. And that jump that you see there would bother me. I don't like it, but some people jump in their clips and it's just a thing. The jump clips aren't that big of a deal, but I don't like it. So if I'm making a video, I really don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like I know what I'm talking about and I did it all, just in one go, right? It looks impressive that way. But I definitely I'm not prepared in that fashion to do it. Here's where technology can help me out. Here's what's so cool about that multi-cam clip thing. Let me make some room and get rid of that inspector. I'll get rid of the event library there. All right, so let's scroll this over a little bit. I'm gonna come up to view and say angles. So here's what's happening in the background. Here's what Final Cut is looking at. Final Cut was smart enough to take the audio clip and put a green box around it. So everything that you're listening to, or you can't listen to it, but everything that the final person listening to this clip would hear is that really nice microphone, not the garbage audio that came from the two different cameras, but the really nice microphone. And then camera A is what I'm seeing right now. This video, this window over here is what people will see, is what the video looks like. But if I wanted to switch, like right here where that jump happens, if I wanted to get rid of that jump, I can actually come to the video switcher and switch to camera B. So now, when I play that clip, and it's gonna look a little bit jumpy because Final Cut's still rendering this while we're playing it. Looking over here on the right, I switch to the different angle and that hides the edit, right? I can slide this over a little bit and it hides the edit. So it looks seamless. It looks like I'm still looking forward. It's close enough that you can't tell the difference, and it's perfectly fine. Now, if I wanted to switch again, I could keep using this blade and coming back and forth, or I could just use the number pads on my keyboard. So the audio is number 1, camera A is number 2, and camera B is number 3. So while this video is playing even, I can switch automatically while I'm watching the camera between 2 and 3. I'm gonna start playing that, and let me switch back to camera 2. Now let me switch back to camera 3. Let me switch back to camera 2. And so you can see, like I'm not doing this in a meaningful way, I'm just jumping back and forth, but you can see how easy this could be and could hide a lot of the different edits. If I had already gone through and cut out all my takes and I had just if I'd done my primary edit and already have my good material in place, then I can use the multicam version to cut back and forth and hide those edits. So that saves a bunch of time, not only for the preparation process, me having to memorize the script. I don't have to redo the whole thing if I make one mistake in the video. Like I don't have to get it right on the one perfect take. That's a huge time saver in that process. In the recording phase, I can just say one line at a time. In the script writing phase, I don't have to memorize it. And in the editing time, I cut out the garbage parts and I can just jump from angle to angle and not worry about blending like a perfect edit. So those 3 reasons are why this technique is so helpful. So this is just one thing that you can do in your videos to help save you some time. Subscribe to my channel and follow my blog, and you'll be able to see a bunch of other editing techniques that are available in Final Cut Pro 10 and in the video editing process in general that should save you a bunch of time and help you make better artifacts for your students. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video.